All right, okay, let's do it. That's the cue we're on? I can't
We're on.
I can't hear myself, but that's okay.
What do you mean you can't hear yourself? What were we doing this whole time?
Oh, now I can. I just had to turn the volume up. Okay.
We've literally spent 25 minutes reorganizing mics and cameras
just getting
and
ready
headphones.
to flip one switch. 25 minutes getting ready to push the on button.
We've been doing tests. We've been doing mic checks.
We just moved the table 90 degrees and it caused a world of problems.
So your handsome visage can be filmed in better lighting. That's why.
Right.
Okay.
Just what the world needed was me and 5K.
Yeah, that's it.
It's 4.
Okay.
Damn it.
It's Eat, Talk, Repeat.
Eat, talk, repeat. Yeah.
We're back.
We're back.
All three of us. We're not on location today. We're home at our home base and
at Sam and Ash Injury Law Firm in good old downtown Las Vegas.
I know the artsy D.
Shameless plug alert. They sponsor this pod, so if you get injured, where do you go? Sam and Ash. In a crash, call Sam and Ash. That will be $20.
Because you deserve what's right.
Because you deserve what's right.
Oh, my God. Okay, this has gone out of control already. We're off the rails. 2 minutes in. Introduce yourselves, guys.
I'm John Curtis, your assiduous, authoritative assayer of alimentation.
Assayer?
Assayer.
Okay.
I put the ass in Curtis and the assay in alimentation. How's that?
Where's
that one.
Where's the assay in alimentation?
Assayer.
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 I think you assay, you assess the blah blah. Okay, whatever.
You're more of an ass slayer.
Okay, what's the other one? You said you had 2.
Well, I could. Yeah.
You gonna save the other one?
I could call myself the pedantic purveyor of palate opinions.
I like that one.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Okay, we got 2 names for John Curtis. Tell the people where they can find you.
Sign me at John Curtis on Instagram and at Eating Las Vegas on Twitter, and that's pretty much where I do all my work these days because I'm too lazy to write anything on my website, eatinglv.com.
Because you're retired.
Well, I'm kind of retired, but I'm so busy. I'm traveling everywhere. I don't have time to sit down at that damn computer for 5 or 6 hours and put together an article. That's been the problem.
All right.
For 6 months.
And then you?
Who's this other guy we're right here?
Well, Sam Merjovsky here, Crudo King of Las Vegas. Sam at what's
What's Right Sam?
Let's see. What is my at What's Right Sam? There we go. Got it.
You got it. Are you looking up your own moniker? Are you changing?
No. I'm just getting ready for.
Okay.
I had an experience last night. I saw some crazy people, and I'm excited to talk about it.
I can't wait. We're going to give it to him with both barrels today.
Yes. Being the reasonable one that holds this rowdy bunch together, I am Ash Watkins, the Hamburguesa Principesa of Las Vegas, and we are Eat, Talk, Repeat. So like, follow, subscribe, leave reviews and comments, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and for, I think, over a month now, we're at YouTube, so we've got some fun content there.
Dozens and dozens of followers.
I know we're slowly but surely going to win over the race of
yes.
We're micro influencing.
Yeah. Quick question: have you ever met a hamburger you didn't like?
Yes.
Yes.
Recently.
Yes.
And not some piece of shit from like 20 years ago. Okay, Sam, you first.
Well, I'm not going to say where, but yeah, I've had them. What's the question? What is about it that is bad?
Okay, that wasn't the question. I just want to know where you had a bad hamburger. But tell me what was wrong with it.
4-6s. I had a
4-6's Steakhouse. That's right. You didn't like
and
that.
you didn't like that one because
flavorless.
the furniture was covered from the breakfast, right?
You just don't like the Wild West because you're such a suburban.
I love the Wild West. I don't like when you're trying to fool me into some charade of the Wild West. That wasn't the issue. The issue with the 4-6's burger was it was flavorless.
Oh, okay.
Right. That was a bad burger. So yeah, no, I have a discerning palate when it comes to burgers.
What's the one I didn't like?
Emmett's.
Yeah, this is the way I talk to my wife. Honey, what was
Remind me again, who do I hate?
What was that thing that I did that I didn't like?
You love the jams and the marmalades.
Oh,
Jesus.
That one was terrible. At Ocean Prime.
At Ocean Prime.
And the brie.
with the brie. They went from having a good one to a bad
They
one.
had a great one.
Yeah, maybe they'll go back to a great one. Let's hope. Okay, you, Sam.
I had a bad one in Orange County recently at a place that
Irv's.
no, Irv's. I like Irv's.
Well,
I
Irv's
mean,
is
for
just-
for what it is,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
$10, I
No,
mean,
it is.
it's great.
Yeah.
So no, I had a bad burger actually at Arc, that McNoah. And I feel,
What?
yeah, it was.
Okay, you leave. Arc.
Oh,
What is
Arc-
Arc?
It's a
Arc
it's-
Butcher and Baker on the Balboa Peninsula. It's a restaurant that does kind of like SoCal comfort food. They recently added a double cheeseburger, kind of smash burger-esque to their menu, and they call it the McNoah after Noah Von Blom, who is the head chef, owner, proprietor, and also former mayor of Newport Beach. How did I do?
That's exactly right. And their food is really good. But
And you didn't care for it.
the burger was a little. Something was amiss in the panoply of flavors. And you've had it. Have you had it?
Yeah, I love it.
You love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good. There's a lot of burgers out there that I can only tolerate half of, and that's one of them.
I've decided that the burger, if I just want to finish the burger right then and there, I just want to demolish it. That's a good burger. And anything that I don't want to finish, I don't want to start.
No,
When-
that's not true. That's not true at all. One of my favorite burgers.
That's not. What do you mean? That's my.
You're
This
wrong.
is my truth.
Kids.
Yeah, you're wrong. There is no
my
such
cord
thing as
back.
your truth.
My truth is.
My truth is my burger.
Let me live.
No.
What is he wrong about? It's just expressed an opinion.
Well, I think you can have a great burger that is an excellent burger, but that you really only should have a few bites of.
Oh, okay. I'll
That
give
it
you
becomes
I'll give
too
you
much
that.
of a good thing.
Yeah, I think you can say that.
Could we say that about Carver steak?
No.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
Because
I
we
love the
we-
flavors, but there's no. I'll talk myself out of what I just said. I love the flavors. I thought it was very good. I ate the whole thing and I did not feel well.
No, I actually thought
no,
the
first of all-
Carver steak burger required more bites to get all the various flavors and shit
basically-
going on.
It's basically steak and eggs on a burger. Is
Yeah,
what it
no,
is.
but it was
It's
like
a whole buffet
On a burger.
it's
inside
like,
a hamburger.
Yeah.
And
for anyone
everything's
who's
good.
new, we went to Carver Steak. It was a great episode.
Yes.
Go check it out.
Last
and,
week,
And they have started the Carver Steak and Egg Burger, and it has a shitload of stuff on it.
Yeah.
That's what we're discussing. I even said it was almost like a salad. You know how like when you're eating a salad, you kind of create a new bite. You're like, oh,
Yeah, you can pick and choose what you get
Yes.
good on your fork together.
exactly. And
yeah.
that's what. So I thought that burger required more eating. Where a lot of burgers, you're like, nope, I got it.
It has
3 bites
18
in.
pounds, 18 ounces or 20 ounces of beef.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, let's start there.
It's more than my
when I
little-
go out, I'll get like an 8-ounce, 10-ounce fillet. So this burger had more
I think that's
meat tonnage in it.
All the proteins together come to about a pound. It seemed. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot. Yeah. So if you're into that sort of thing and you're really, really stoned, go get it.
How did we get on to what brought
Why are
this?
you asking this?
I don't know. We're
was
totally,
John.
We have lost the plot.
We're already gone, ladies and gentlemen.
We have pages of outlines here,
And we just took an immediate. Oh my God! Well,
Lakin spends hours putting this
And
together,
she's like, "What
and
the
then we go.
she's like, they've already
Let's go.
just lost it. Well,
All right.
I guess will segue because we have actually focused our energies into finishing
Yeah.
the Steakhouse Burger Crawl.
And we're putting in the work, folks.
We're putting in the work. We're trying to get it all done. There was an alignment in the stars where we were all in Vegas at the same time for enough meals to get this shit done, and it's happening. So I think
that
we can
will be-
announce our 4th of July episode.
will be the drum roll, please. Whatever.
The winner.
The winner.
We don't know it yet. As of right now, I'm halfway through. We're halfway through.
4th of July is on a Friday too, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
it works.
This will drop. Our burger crescendo will drop.
How
God
freaking American is
Bless
that?
America.
Yeah.
And steakhouse cheeseburgers.
Steakhouse cheeseburger. Yes. Okay, so that's that. Let's go through some restaurant rundowns. Okay. The final 4, just in case you've forgotten, and we're retasting them all, folks.
Together.
Delmonico, May Dailies, Peter Luger, and Nico's at Durango Station. So we were going to have a final 4 throwdown, and we're going to rank them. Right?
And the fun part about this...
Or we're just going to probably declare the winner, and the other 3 will be...
Yeah, I don't think we're just going to declare a winner.
Yeah.
But the funny part about it is the price difference between them all.
Yeah.
Delmonico, $26, May Dailies, $28, Peter Luger, $31, and Nico's at 52.
Yeah.
Now, are we, and we're going to have a week to think about this before the show, are we going to factor this in? Price to value? No, I don't think
it's just flavor. I think the whole thing we've set out straight out of the gate, flavor is winning. And then we can...
And then the fry breaker. We're still looking at the fries, too.
In case we need to...
Because I've been eating a lot of fries. That's what I told my heart doctor. So hope I wasn't doing that for nothing.
I want to just make a suggestion, Sam. Maybe the next time... You've never seen anything. You know, the shortest length of time is not the nanosecond. It's the length of time it takes Sam to inhale a hamburger between the time it hits the plate and it goes.
Yep.
I have never seen a person eat a burger faster.
You know why I do that?
Ever.
There's nothing worse than a soggy burger. I have to eat it when it's fresh and warm and crisp.
It'll kind of stay that way for more than 12 seconds.
Well...
it's a risk he's not willing to take, John.
Okay.
Well, experience.
John was still photographing the burger, and Sam's done. He's like,
I'm like, let me take a picture of Sam. It's all gone. It was just like a little piece of bread, a bun left on the plate. It was.
Well, I won't say where we were, but the burger was fantastic.
It was really good. Oh, God.
In my defense,
we all inhaled. So that'll be our July 4th episode, not the one you're listening to now. Let's do our little restaurant rundown, shall we?
Yes. So I can't recall if I talked about it. Stubborn Seed. I checked it out after your review.
Can't wait to hear your talk about that.
Bar Boheme.
Yes.
Monzu.
Oh, back to Monzu.
They've got new menu items.
Oh, we love Monzu.
Winnie and Ethel's.
Always good.
The Doberman.
You went.
I went.
Our friend Kathy of Taste Bud Foodie Tours keeps wanting me to go. Still haven't been.
Oh, maybe I can get you to mosey over there now after this. Featherblade, I picked up some steaks and burgers.
Oh, their burger pie is fantastic. Yeah.
And then
cook them yourself.
that's the end for me. Oh, Echo. Went to Echo Taste and Sound.
Yeah. In fact, throw it out to you two since you both are significantly younger than I am. So this Saturday night, I have my best friend from high school, his daughter, I think late 20s, coming to town and staying out on the Strip, but wants to just meet up with. She's with friends, so she'll just meet with me and say hi. I know the gal. I've known her since she was a little tyke. So I'm thinking Echo's like the perfect place to meet, right? Would that be the place to take like 30-year-olds?
You asking where you're going to take a 20-something-year-old?
Well, and
for
her
dinner?
two friends.
And
no.
two.
For dinner or just to hang out?
Just to show them something they wouldn't see.
I would take them to the Doberman. Are they going to be, go check out the bars.
Yeah, but it's only for like an hour before they go to some show at the Wynn.
I would do that. I would go to the Doberman.
There you go. That's a good idea. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, we shall continue.
Continue now. Okay.
Let's get back to Lakin's outline.
John, you've only got Vancouver.
All I've done
stuff.
is Vancouver this week, and I'll take some of my takeaways from the Great White North.
And then Sam's additions are Pisces, which I'm excited to hear about. Your Delta burger experience. Delta Airways, ladies and gentlemen. And then 1228 Maine.
Yeah.
Do you have any late additions that you want to
Bar Boheme, too.
Bar Boheme.
I had something new at Bar Boheme that I definitely want to mention. Plus, I had an experience there the other night.
All right, let's get into the food news that I think everyone can use. Do we go there?
You mean the first one?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know because the first thing on the outline is my buddy David Robbins leaving the Wolfgang Puck group, which has been reported by other people, but I have neither confirmed it or he does not deny it at this point. And I don't know what's going on. And I've reached out, have not heard back, so I don't think we should speculate. There's a lot of speculation.
So who is David Robbins? Let's explain that to people.
Exactly, because he's a celebrity inside of the Las Vegas food scene for over 30 years now. But because he's was the original chef or one of the original chefs of the original Spago in the Forum Shops.
I didn't know he was a chef.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
And he's been with, I think, Wolfgang Puck since even before that in Southern California. So he's been with Wolf, I think, at least 35.
That's what I've read.
35 years. And he's told me, so he has been instrumental in all of the growth of the Wolfgang Puck fine dining group here in Las Vegas since 1992. That's how far back he goes.
Crazy.
So he is like a big executive there and responsible for all of the expansion, the move with Spago, building it up, being really the pioneer that shook the ground in Las Vegas and started the entire restaurant revolution in 1992 and 1993, and then went on, to Chinois in Maine, cut the various Wolfgang. The MGM bar and grill at Wolfgang Puck. I mean, all the different, I think at one time they had 8 different venues in town. And then 1228 Main, I mean, he's been the major force behind this. So, and he's known far and wide, both in Las Vegas and Southern California, and internationally as one of the major forces behind the Wolfgang Puck restaurant empire. And then I hear he's suddenly no longer with them, and I just want to know why. And when
We all do, yeah.
When I found out, I'll let you know. Okay, but let us not speculate, because a lot of people are speculating it. But he was, David.
He's a great guy.
He's a great guy and knows everybody and knows everything. And he's not the youngest guy in the world. He's younger than me, but who isn't? And so maybe it's time to sail to the sunset. Who could blame him? But I really don't know the whole story yet.
And we're grateful. He I think was key in bringing 1228 to the Arts District and always been a big supporter of downtown. So somebody that has invested in this neighborhood. So, yeah.
And I think in many ways took what was started with Esther's Kitchen and James Trees, and just in the last 2 years, there's been a huge growth. And I think 1228, seeing that kind of investment downtown has set the stage for the, Jay Dappers and the Todd Marshalls to see that, to create the critical mass that we're seeing right now.
It was a proof of concept, really.
Exactly.
And let's just segue into 1228 Main. They came out with a social hour. They said they went to summer hours. This is the endless story that pisses so many people off.
My buddy JB.
I'm with JB.
Every day he says they changed their hours again.
I know. They went
Isn't that the worst thing to do as a restaurant?
Yeah, that's what a lot of pros think, yes.
Yeah, so there's no social hour. It's still just breakfast, brunch, lunch until I think like 3 o'clock every day until further notice. But did you read the top 100 restaurant list of the RJ?
It came out when I was in Canada. I did not. I wanted to retain my appetite, so I did not feel like throwing up in my mouth. I'm sure there are some worthy places in there, all of them cribbed from our podcast, my social media feeds. I mean, these people at the RJ, they don't eat in all these places. They don't even go to 10% of them. They just aggregate from what they see on the web. But so tell me some that are on there.
Well, I mean,
Tell me some that will make me feel good, and then tell me 1 or 2 that will make me see red.
Crossroads Kitchen.
Oh,
started great.
Bullshit. I mean, the one restaurant that every time never has anyone in it? Mm-hmm. Ever. Okay.
There's a lot of, it's very, I'll say, strip heavy. They kind of segregated between on strip and off strip. There's no Bedford. I'll give you that. Okay. This was a better list than previously, but Netflix Bites is on it.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that just shows you how they sell out to the casinos.
The Peppermill is on this.
Yeah, but the top. Well, I don't know what top 100
Okay, this is
means.
what you need to know about the list. It goes from Pinky's by Vanderpump.
Oh, that's bullshit.
And then immediately next, you have it next to Pisces Bar and Seafair. I just don't think those two belong on a list.
Yeah, they're just trying to fill out 100 places.
And I think there's a lot of they gave every property one. Give us which one you want on the list and we'll do it.
Yeah.
Because I think Edge was on it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But some of the stuff off strip, they've got Ada's, they've got Bar Boheme, Basilico.
I'm sure they'll have Ito and Anima by Ito.
Yes, Black Sheep. Have you heard of Big Dan Shang-Chi Taste?
Yes.
Okay, that's on there.
Well, that was kind of a joke. that got nominated like 3 years ago. It's a real place, and it's in the SF Asian market right on Spring Mountain Road.
Okay.
It's a Shanghai noodle place. It's a northern Chinese noodle place. You walk in, it's inside a supermarket. It's like 4 tables, and all they do is like about 10 different kinds of noodle soups. It's very good. Somehow they got a James Beard semifinal nomination like 4 years ago. And it's kind of an insider thing, very small menu. I mean, I'll give you that if you want to show your cred of being, dialed into some real hidden gem. That's probably why they've thrown it in there.
They have Casa de Raku, China Mama, kind of just, it's in alphabetical order.
Raku's got to be up there.
It is. Echo and Rig. Different from the Echo Taste and Sound, which we
Echo
love.
and Rig. Don't get me started on
Yeah.
Echo and Rig.
Edge
with
Steakhouse.
celebrity chef Sam Marvin. Yeah, that's who runs Echo and
They've
Rig.
got Edge Steakhouse, Esther's Kitchen, Fuku Burger, which I think is kind of past its prime.
And was 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Garagiste is on it, and I'm like, they really only have.
They're not a restaurant.
Yeah, I know. But Doberman's on. Yeah,
They'll tell you, Doberman isn't a restaurant.
I know. But Hamon's on there.
Okay.
The Cassie Beach House at the Virgin. I don't know. I think it's their pool.
Yeah.
Main Street Provisions, Michael's Gourmet Room, your favorite, John.
Everybody, Matt Brooks will love that.
Overall, I thought it was a better list, but
Yeah.
it does give you kind of a sense that the strip properties are paying to play a little.
Yeah.
It's like Best of Vegas a little bit.
Yeah, well, 100's a big number, too. I mean,
Yeah.
you can do 100 in Chicago or New York. Well, my book was always 50. First it started at 50. I went to 52 essential restaurants.
Yeah.
Because, and then, I mentioned 100 other restaurants, but Vegas doesn't have a big enough population and food scene to say we have 100 great restaurants
Yeah.
here.
And
We do have 50, or maybe even 60 or 70, but I don't think filling it out to 100 is a big ask.
this is great. I've got to mention Monzu. They were on there. But Palette, our neighborhood,
No
John,
kidding.
yeah, they got on there.
The Turkish pimp
Yeah.
hideaway.
And actually, that's the funny part. Let me find it. It says, this downtown newcomer serves a sort of kooky glamour with its red and purple velvet chairs, the ones that look like small thrones, swaggy crystal chandeliers. And I go, so in a nutshell, Turkish pimp. I was like, got it. I was like,
The
gosh.
interior is terrible, but
All right.
But
okay,
it was
okay.
a fun list, and I think if anyone's looking of places to start, there's a lot of good spots in there.
Good for them, I guess. I'm not going to savage it like I usually do everything with the RJ. Okay.
I got some other stuff, but you want to take a quick break and then get into where we've been?
Yeah, I think because I want to hear where you guys have been, and then I'll do a little recap of Vancouver for the 4 people that are interested.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I'm the best.
Personal injury law has been the same for a long time.
The best.
Big egos, greed, and sleazy schemes. We've had enough. Welcome to Sam and Ash, the new standard for personal injury law, where things are done the right way, because you deserve a team that delivers real support and results. When you have both, your whole world can change. Sam and Ash Injury Law, because you deserve what's right.
All right. Okay. And we're back.
We're back. John, let's just get you out of the way. You went to Vancouver, and I've got a question.
How can you tell?
Your Roots polo for the second night in a row, and your Vancouver hat
Yeah.
also Roots.
Yeah, we love Roots.
I
Do you
love
know
Roots.
about-
Yes.
Roots, great. You talk about quality leisure wear.
It was-
Roots just slaps.
It's like Abercrombie and Fitch back when Abercrombie was really like a legitimate sports-ish apparel.
Kind of preppy-ish.
when they had plaid carpeting.
Yeah, plaid carpeting. But no, I mean, Roots has got. I mean, all their stuff. Their sweaters. Their golf shirts. Their sweatpants. I mean, everything they do. It's all casual.
Are you
but I
beefing
love
up on that wardrobe so when you travel internationally, people might think you're Canadian?
it. Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't want to be an American.
Yeah.
Well, people thought this looked like a MAGA hat sometimes when I wear it. But okay, I'm just gonna say this about Vancouver. Not my first time there. My third time. Two things to note. There's tipping is everywhere in Canada now. I put this on social media. Some people.
Is that a new thing?
Yeah, some nitpickers on Facebook were like, "No, we were tipping 10 years." Like, I've been to Canada half a dozen times, 10 times in my life. 12, 15 years ago, I don't remember. It was so cool that you just signed the bill. I remember the last time I was in Canada was Niagara Falls, and that was 7 years ago. And I remember being totally like, and then I went to Toronto, where I've been a few times, and I was so charmed. And I remember writing on my blog, eatinglv.com, even though I don't post much anymore. And I said, it's so cool. I remember saying, oh, this is great. It's just like Tokyo. It's just like Europe. You know, they give you the bill. You sign the bill. You walk away. Maybe you leave $1 or $2 on the plate, you know, like you do in Europe, right? Now, tip line, 15, 20, 22, 25% with every bill, every place you went. So I'm sure it's a post-COVID thing, and
I think their economy's in the toilet.
well, I don't know. Well, the dollar goes a lot farther. I mean, I will tell you this.
Oh, you felt rich.
Oh yeah, I mean, basically it's a 75 to. So when something's 10 Canadian dollars, it's $7.50 American dollars.
But they don't like mark it up. There's no.
You could debate that till the cows come home. But I remember looking at entrees and wine lists and caps and shirts and thinking, with a 25% discount, this is a lot cheaper than I would pay, especially for like roots style quality and the wine lists and whatnot. So, and great things about Canada, the Great White North, but service is fabulous everywhere, from the coffee shop, from Tim Hortons to a donut shop, to the bars we went to Chinese dim sum. Everywhere we went, the people were great. Okay.
When you're traveling, how do you find where you're going?
Well, that's the problem.
Okay.
Now here's the comma and the but. But I was kind
Top
of
100 lists.
Yeah, top 100 lists by
The local newspaper.
by newspapers that don't really go anywhere.
Or Eater.
They aggregate things.
Eater Vancouver.
Yeah. Well, I remember 10 years ago being totally charmed by the Vancouver restaurant scene. Now I went to a couple old places, went to 3 or 4 new places. It was the same old boring ass shit. I mean, I looked at the menu. Every menu, there was a chicken paillard, there was a filet steak, there was one fish, there was oysters and baked oysters, there was a crudo. I mean, it was like cookie cutter. I'm like, and these are like places I had looked up. I'm gonna get to your answer in a minute. And like on their whatever Eater said, or whatever TripAdvisor said, or whatever Vancouver Magazine in 2024 said were the top 12 restaurants. And I'm going to these places going, really? This is the kind of menu that I thought was kind of cool 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And maybe it was, and now I just sense kind of a deflation of.
Well, you've moved on. Your palate has moved on.
Or just they've stayed stuck. And I didn't see any of the seafood that I remember. I mean, the Pacific Northwest seafood is just legendary. And I would go to restaurants and they would have like not even salmon on the menu, or they'd have salmon, just a salmon appetizer. In fucking Vancouver.
Oh, who's the chef?
Where the salmon are practically jumping over your head when you
Right
land
into the
plane.
frying pan.
Who's the marvelous French waiter server at Bar Boheme?
Pascal?
I was at Bar Boheme and he was commenting about you being gone and in Vancouver, and all he kept talking about was the salmon you were going to have.
Yeah, and well, look, it wasn't until the third night I found a salmon entree on a main, and in summertime is king salmon or Chinook king salmon season. May to August is when they run, and I'm going, what the hell's going on here? And one time I said, don't you have salmon? They go, we have an appetizer. It was little tiny, like the size of dice, little tiny chunks of salmon.
What do you think it's about?
You tell me. Okay. I don't know, but it just seemed kind of like a moribund restaurant scene. We finally found some fresh fish at a famous old-fashioned seafood place called Joe Fort's, and where they had some halibut cheeks that blew me away. And but I just didn't find and you to get back to your question, how do I find the place? I look at everything, and then I try to aggregate.
You're trying to find the you.
I try to find them. In fact, the couple we traveled with, they said, you should start a website called someonelikeme.com. I said, yeah, I think that's kind of a porn site, though, or a dating site already. But yeah, finding someone like me now in these days, it's like the search engine optimization of the internet has plowed under all the small voices, and now it's just the aggregate giant voices.
The Las Vegas Phils and all of the conglomerates.
It's either the paid influencers who are just going to tell you, and it is iconic, a certified 5. Oh my God! And make sure that you get the Caesar salad because it's one of the best I've ever had. I mean, and so I saw a lot of that shit in Vancouver. So it was tough, but I did go to some old magazines and everything. But when I got there, kind of underwhelming. But I would say the people are nice. You can be there at a discount. The weather is glorious. I mean, it's like you're walking around at 64 degrees, 70 degrees. It rains sometimes, so it's a drizzly, misty rain. It's green, beautiful people, beautiful streets. One thing Vancouver has it all over Portland and Seattle and San Francisco. That people say, we have a lot of homeless. I didn't see any, and we walked all over town.
Wow.
I mean, I saw some. There's always, the guy in the cardboard box but here and there you saw it, but nothing like you see in Portland, a block away from a nice hotel.
Okay, all in. Let's see if it passed the eat-talk repeat test. When you left Vancouver, were you?
Yes.
You couldn't wait to go back?
We're going to go back.
Why?
Because it may not have a great restaurant scene, but it's got a great food scene. And they have some, now listen to me. They have some markets we went to, Granville Island.
So you're going to cook?
And Alexander said, we're going to get an Airbnb, stay there for a month in the hot weather here, and just go down to these seafood markets and buy our own and cook there. That's going to be the plan next year.
You could even go in the wilderness and catch your own salmon.
Catch my own
get some beaver.
Beaver tail.
And
moose.
You could be an eager beaver.
That's the kind of guy I am. Yeah. So anyway, love Vancouver. Follow me on social. See some of the places I went, and we did find some good food there. But the people blew me away. The weather blew me away. The hotel, Wedgwood Hotel, blew me away. But the restaurant scene seemed a little tired.
And I just can't believe it. You're retired, and there's the whole world out there, and you're going to go back. Like, I just think there's so much more to see out there. But that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay.
Did you fly Delta there?
No, WestJet, which is great. 2 hours and 15-minute flight.
What's your reaction? Just watching Sam kind of...
Well,
I'm not familiar with that airline.
It's the southwest of...
You just don't like Canada because let me tell you, it's a way more liberal country than America. It's kind of like California if it was an entire country.
Okay.
That would be your issue with it.
But with shitty food.
I didn't say shitty. I said a little tired.
I think the food gal said mid.
Mid.
She goes, all of our spots were mid.
Yeah, and maybe we've moved on, and they haven't. But
okay. Let me do my quick rundown.
I gave you a segue.
What was it?
Well, I was.
Oh,
okay.
WestJet.
Well, I asked him if he flew Delta.
Go. Yes. Okay.
I have to get into this. I had the best meal on an airplane, certainly domestically, but maybe even internationally, that I've ever had in my life. Delta Airlines is now doing, they're serving burgers from Shake Shack on select flights in first class.
Oh, well, I sit back near the bathroom. Basically, I sit in a seat that they hit, the bathroom people hit me when they go in. That's where I don't do this first class.
Okay. I flew the other
So you have to sit in first class to get a $9 hamburger. That makes a lot of sense.
Let me tell you something. It was a great fucking meal on an airplane. Like literally, I had.
But you have to fly first class, folks.
Do the math on that. How expensive was that
burger?
Well, it made the burger taste better. Yeah. Fact. And the
$900 burger.
If it was In-N-Out, I would have done it. But Shake Shack.
Do you know the most surprising thing about it is that the burger was well presented and prepared. It was not soggy. It was more or less as it would be from the restaurant, and I got a glass of wine with it too, which great pairing. So had a cab.
All right. So do you have to reserve the burger? Do you have to reserve?
You order it the day before.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks.
I probably
Shake Shack burgers in first class on Delta.
I probably had a better meal coming from Orlando on Delta back here than you did in Vancouver.
I had some okay meals in Vancouver. Okay, but I didn't have to fly first class to get them.
All right, keep going, Sam. You've got your
Okay.
Delta Shake Shack.
Talk
You
about,
went to
yeah, I want to hear what else you want
Well,
to say.
I went to Pisces. I went to Pisces. I have to tell you, you guys both told me this was a beautiful restaurant, and I think you didn't even do it justice. It is maybe one of the most beautiful restaurants now in Las Vegas.
I don't think you listened to our show.
No, I did. You were raving about it. I just didn't believe you.
Okay, that's very different.
Yeah,
than
Todd Avery Lenahan designed
Yeah,
it.
it is stunning.
Yeah,
It is absolutely stunning. The bar, I sat in the dining room, and I actually want to go back and sit at the bar.
Yep.
The bar is spectacular. The crudos are good. There's some food. So a lot of seafood, obviously. So we had a whole assortment of seafood. I had my overall impression is it's actually one of the really nice, for a great experience of like going out to a beautiful restaurant. It's a crown jewel at the Wynn.
Yes.
yeah, it's a pretty spectacular place, and I think the bar move is a good one because a friend of mine said the other day that you can go to the bar and just get a few nibbles. You kind of feel like you have to get the whole Megillah when you go to when you go to the restaurant itself. It's a lot easier just to drop in, get some oysters or some fish, and leave. But you don't have to. It's not a set price menu or anything. But it is expensive. I mean, some of the fish is bumping up to $100 and over.
But I would much rather go to Pisces and pay that. I mean, it's a certain level you start paying money that you're like, obviously I'm not nickel and diming if one's $10 more than the other. And I would rather go to Pisces than I think Milos, which is in the cave tunnel of the
It
nation.
certainly is a much better looking restaurant and more, and it's even warmer than Milos. Milos feels sometimes a little bit cold to me, but the food, the fish there were fantastic, and the steaks were good. And we also got steaks. There was a tomahawk that we got that was a
You got
Wagyu
tomahawk steak
Yeah.
at a place called Pisces.
Yes. It was very good.
Is that a waffle I'm looking at?
Now this
just
is
shoot me.
this is what do you? It was incredible.
You've learned nothing in
I know.
3 years. Okay, I'm sure it was a good steak. The wins. It's going to be a good steak.
It's
Can
like
you know what's it's a little controversial there. I've heard from a lot of people that the the bread service is hit and miss. I thought the bread was spectacular.
we loved it.
The little curly cube
dollops,
bread,
that break apart.
Yeah, somebody told me, I don't think it's that
It was
good.
your friend when we ran into him at May Dailies.
Sid. We
yeah.
call him Sid.
Yes.
We won't, but we won't.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
never
yeah.
talk his real name. Sid told us that. Yeah, and I said, well, first he said he's picky. Sid's a very picky guy. I tell him that he's too picky. You're too picky, Sid.
But yeah,
I'm going back actually tonight.
To
so,
Pisces?
Whoa.
so again, look, do I want to go back? Yes, I want to
I'm
go
just
back.
glad you're not going to Michael's.
Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh.
Eat
Well,
that-
should I
eat
get the
that
tomahawk
basic
there?
food. Yeah.
Now, I also went. I went to Bar Boheme,
Yeah.
and I got two things. One, I finally got the poulet, the chicken rotisserie chicken for two.
Pour
deux. And this chicken was unbelievable. This is the best chicken I've ever had. Have you had this there?
Yeah.
This is it. And
Now they serve it with
stuff the wings.
They stuff the wings.
Yeah,
The
the
dark
something,
meat
yeah.
is the best chicken dark meat I've ever had.
It's brined. It's got that.
and they do the presentation where they bring it out to you intact, and then they take it away
and they bring
come back.
Yeah,
and
they
slice it.
exactly. But when they return it, they present it to you with the feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they serve it, they still have the feet kind of sticking out of the plate.
Someone you hang on to when you're
So if-
eating the drumstick.
Right. So if you have a fetish, if this is your thing, I mean, these are look at these feet. I have a great picture of them. Look at that. Yeah, there's the foot. See that?
I've never even thought about having a
And you
chicken
can-
foot fetish.
Well,
Today's the
look
day,
at that.
John.
Look.
June 25th, 2025.
Yeah, there it is.
John first discovers the concept of chicken foot
Look at it.
fetishes.
I think you're. Look at that.
I've eaten chicken feet before.
Yeah. Oh, you have. I didn't eat them, but I looked at them.
Well, the Chinese do them, but they're very
it's the
cartilaginous.
Now, I have to ask John this because apparently there is a guild of chicken roasters.
Well, the Chaîne de Rôtisseurs.
This is another thing I learned from a recent visit to Bar Boheme. What the hell? What the fuck is this?
It's just
I thought it was like the Lions Club or something.
No, it's just, it's a bunch of pretentious white people.
Well, let me first, for the listeners that don't know.
I saw some
there was an
diversity.
Asian. There was one Asian and one African-American gentleman. But, okay, I walk in.
There you go.
I walk in unannounced to Bar Boheme the other night, and I see there in this restaurant a whole, like, group of people have taken over the entire dining room, and they're all wearing these very ornate chains around their necks with these ribbons and color and gold and it like flair, you know?
They look like they should have worked in TGI Fridays.
For sure. And they all have their noses stuck, in the air, and they're all,
and they're swirling wine glasses the size of a basketball.
And and I'm like, what is this? And I was informed that this is the Confrérie de la Chaîne de Rôtisseurs. And what is this? It is an organization named after the French Royal Guild of Goose Roasters.
Yeah, it goes back hundreds of years.
And they diversified later and expanded to the roasting of all poultry, meat and game, and then they disbanded. But the plot thickens. Somewhere around, 1950, they got together some people in France and were like, oh, we're going to be these like roasters, but we're not actually going to roast chickens. We're just going to go around eating chickens or another food and drinking wine.
And drinking expensive wine.
And it's become a group.
And posing as gourmets.
And it's become
which is what they do.
Now,
emphasis on posing.
I noticed that you weren't in this group, John.
No.
But
Have you been invited?
I have some self-respect. And I know more about food than all of them put together.
Well, I want to.
So why should I?
Did they try and like?
A long time ago, yeah. But
they tried to chain you?
They tried to chain me. No, this whole thing started as a Southern wine and spirits thing, and the whole point of it is to bring these people together and just so they can all show off about how much they know about food and wine. And some of them, are not stupid. All of them are rich and like to show off about it. And it's just a bunch of posers.
I did notice some people there who I don't necessarily think, because I know them, I don't think that they know very much about food or wine.
No, the whole point, as I said to you and some other people, it's kind of like people in Mensa. When you have a Mensa meeting, if you have to get everybody together to tell them that you're smart and have a plaque on the wall that you're not that smart.
But there is a test. There's a test in Mensa.
Well, yeah.
I don't think there's a test here.
This is just about.
You just write a check.
Yeah, you just.
And then you get a chain. And by the way, they're different colors. These are like karate belts.
Yeah.
I mean, I've learned. I know now way more about this.
You've taken a rabbit hole down.
No, I know, but it was like I thought I was in a cult meeting of some kind.
Well, it's the same kind of people that like to join shit.
I just got really nervous.
So they feel important.
When I saw the character artist in the corner.
Caricature, yeah.
Yeah, and I go, oh gosh, is Bar Boheme going down this, like, is there going to be a mime that's making balloon animals next? And then I was quickly assured that it's not Bar Boheme's.
The thing is, I
thought it was a police sketch artist.
I'm completely contemptuous of the Chaîne, just in Las Vegas and elsewhere. I've been to other Chaîne meetings in other cities, and I'm sure if I know people that belong. But the nice thing is, none of them will be the kind of people that will listen to this podcast. So I won't have to, because they're too old, fat, and to bother. And so I don't have to worry about it.
I don't know. If I get an invite, I'm going. I want the swag.
You'll start with, looks like a ribbon. You'll start with the ribbon that's like blue, and then you move to purple, and then orange and red and green. And then eventually you end up with like a maroon one with a giant gold medallion. So you want to be part of the Chaîne gang.
Yeah, the Chaîne gang. Yeah. All right. I sense a touch of envy in Sam's voice.
I would wear this Chaîne everywhere I go. Yeah. I'd wear it to bed.
I remember going to one of their dinners years ago, and I was just appalled by all the pretense, of like,
appalled by pretense.
Well, yeah, especially if No.
You just interfered with your ascot.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Don't mess with the Zohan on this stuff.
Oh, man. Okay, well, that's fun.
All right. Anyway, so thank you. You've now learned about the Chaîne de Rôtisseurs. And you can join if you ask. You just write a check, and and then you have to.
What does it cost?
I can tell you, according to sources, something like $700.
More than
Once?
that. No. You pay dues, and I think they're supposed to have a cellar. You're supposed to bring your famous fancy wines, and like I said, it's a lot of showing off, you know, and everyone patting themselves on the back, reminding themselves that they are gourmets. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe it's like Scientology. You have to pay more to get
exactly.
across the bridge.
Or Mormonism. Oh, did I say that? Okay. Okay, let's.
Okay, let's get back to what this show is actually about. Eating.
We've now lost, all half of our 14 listeners. Okay.
Ashley, where did you eat?
Stubborn Seed. Resorts World dropped parking, self-parking, so that's been fun. I've gone back there a couple times.
And what do you think of Stubborn Seed?
Really beautiful restaurant. Interesting menu. Really enjoyed it. Want to go back. I definitely want to go back. Had a better burger than I expected. I would have never ordered it, but you said I had to, and so I did. And it was very good.
Fuga loved it.
I don't think it would be in our top 4, just for all the listeners, but it's a very good burger. Exciting restaurant. I like what they're doing, so I definitely look forward to going back there. Bar Boheme. I was starting to kind of get a little cold on Bar Boheme. I'd gone a few times and I just wasn't leaving with that excited, that was great. So I was, I don't know, a little down on them internally in my mind. And then one day went and did the $15 burger at the bar special that we've talked about. And we had a great time doing that. That's an incredible burger. And if you get it after 9 sitting at the bar, $15. And they let me in on a little trick when you get their French fries, which I would argue are some of the best fries around. Get the au poivre sauce with it. Au poivre. There we go. And then went back to Bar Boheme for a dinner with some friends and a group of us and Mr. Hollywood. And we had an incredible meal. And I am back on my Bar Boheme horse. I am happy as can be. Winnie and Ethel's incredible breakfast. Had a very funny experience. Walked in there. Half of the restaurant is absolutely empty. The androgynous hipster Gen Zer at the hostess table goes, "Do you have a reservation?" Mind you, they've been open for 15 minutes. Yeah. And half of the restaurant is empty. Do you have a reservation this morning? I don't. Ooh, let me see what I can do for you. I almost took a photo, and I almost left.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah. Do you believe in restaurants having reservations for breakfast?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, it should be can do. You're here to eat. We'll figure out a way to get you fed. Yeah. That should be the idea. It imprinted on every androgynous host or hostess's brain. But instead, it's like, I don't understand it. I love Winnie and Ethel's.
I love Winnie and Ethel's.
Mallory, Aaron, they're great.
It's a little precious. I'll say that.
Little precious.
Went to Echo Taste and Sound after Bar Boheme one night. They were doing a jazz night. Wasn't classical jazz, but it was a really fun, packed house for live music at Echo Taste and Sound. So when you see their events, go check them out.
Digression?
Yeah.
We see this fabulous hotel in downtown Vancouver. The worst thing about Vancouver, the absolute worst, half a block away, right in some big giant plaza in downtown, was an international jazz festival. And they were playing this modern jazz that was so terrible. I mean, don't get me started about jazz. At one point, the Fugal and I are walking back to our hotel, and we're just being. Luckily, we had one of those rooms, like kind of an interior room in the back, so it didn't interfere with our night's sleep. We're walking in, and I'm going, "Oh, they must be just tuning up their instruments, right? It sounds like, you get some guy in the back, some drum beats going way up there, and she goes, I think that's the song they're playing.
That's it.
Yeah. So the next night we walked on, it's the same thing, different group. I'm going, it just sounds like 5 guys on a stage, each playing something different. And there's like 700 people sitting on the ground going, hey man, this is great. I'm like, Oh, just kill me now. I hate. Don't get me started on jazz, but anyway,
Good jazz.
good. Well, that's what the
Yeah.
food gals. And then I respect everyone's jazz bona fides more than my own. But when it's just a bunch of musicians playing this atonal stuff for each other, I mean, you just want to kill yourself. Okay.
Okay.
You
well,
didn't.
that's
You didn't bring your jazz hands.
No.
TSA.
But
took
yeah,
those
but let me.
away.
They do not. But Chef Nat does not play bad music.
Right. No, this was
At
a really
Echo.
this.
Yeah,
it
that's
just
true.
wasn't. It was advertised as a jazz night, but it really wasn't a jazz night. It was live music, and it was really cool, really fun. So go check out any live music events there. And then where else? Oh, I went to the Doberman.
You like it
Love it.
a lot.
Very cool inside. Love the look, feel. All the bartenders are in their like 3-piece suits. Very old school.
Ah,
They have a Tom Kha Fizz drink. Like, you know,
like Vietnamese.
no, like Thai, like Tom Kha Kai. Like,
Yeah.
So it's like
Thai,
this,
Thai
Yeah.
Vietnamese. Yeah, like Thailand.
so
like a
it's like,
soup.
yeah, it's got that savory Tom Kha flavor, fizz. but,
Coconut.
oh,
It's got a coconut quality.
it is so good. I go in the summer, if I have a Thai craving, forget dinner. I'm just going to go get that drink.
So have you been to the other one?
Nocturno?
Yeah.
I haven't. That's next on my list.
Interesting how these two new places
Just
side by
poof.
one, and then the creamery is. I mean, you can
Yeah.
throw a rock between all three
The
of them.
bartender that I had at Doberman is the bartender we had at the creamery. And he remembered us. Because he goes, oh, I remember. I said I did the dice in a box where you make a drink based on whatever spirits there. And he goes, oh, and you sat in that corner and I remember what we made. And I said, you are good at your job.
Do you remember Dick in a Box?
Yeah, with
Remember that?
Justin Timberlake. And, yeah.
Dice
so-
in a Box just gives
Good for you.
Gives me Dick in a Box.
Okay,
vibes. I'm
keep
sorry,
keep
I
them going.
can't go there.
Featherblade Craft Butchery,
Yeah.
so good. We did the bone marrow burgers
best.
and steaks,
Yeah.
and I get your meats there, people.
Yeah. Well, I've been saying that for 3 years.
Yeah. Well, now
Yeah.
listen to them, people.
Yeah.
I get all my meats there.
I mean,
You do?
I do.
Yeah. But they're burgers, and they're not like wildly expensive.
I wonder when he's going to expand, not by opening up another shop, because he's been wildly successful with that. You go in there some days now.
No, there's a line outside
Yeah.
before they open. I think they open at
Exactly,
10.
Right.
On a Saturday, there will be a line. People start gathering before.
We went there a couple weeks ago, like because we're retired now. We go there on a Tuesday, like at 11 in the morning. I walk in, there's like 20 people, at the counters. Or I'm like, Jesus. I mean, good for them.
Yeah.
There's a
It
demand
was
for it.
actually dead when I walked in there, and so I kind of moseyed around, and then by the time like 2 minutes passed, it was full. So I got nervous.
Okay, I think we're running up against time here.
Do you have pet peeves?
What pet peeve? You know what? No. I mean, I like yours. I mean, of the sound in some of the Vancouver restaurants was hideously loud. And
that is frustrating.
That turned me off. There was one place we actually liked the food, kind of a little more edgy, avant-garde, kind of a Sparrow and Wolfie kind of place up there. But we were shouting this far away from each other, and it would put me off. But I mean, if I can't pet peeve about noisy restaurants. I mean, because it's
so
it goes
classic.
without saying.
Yeah.
And I don't know, guys, stop wearing sandals in the summertime. Out. Sandals are for your house, your shower, your backyard, the beach, a pool, a boat. They're not to wear out the restaurant.
Just love your.
I don't want to see your fucking hoof. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, what pairs nicely with my meal? Your toe fungus.
Exactly.
Okay, what about like a beach restaurant?
Sure.
Okay.
If I'm on Balboa Island, let's all go in our Flippy-Floppies. Let's go. Let's do it.
Where are we, seals?
I'm on a boat.
I'm a duck.
I'm on a boat. Okay.
I think on that note.
Okay, so that's my there's my
my
pet
God.
peeve. Okay, is that it? Okay,
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Flippy-Floppies. We're jazzed about my Flippy-Floppies.
My flip-flops and my jazz hands.
Oh, help me.
Good night, Canada.